Well, hello, folks. Welcome back inside of the Death Star. And as I said multiple times, this is our final Sunday football sports night here from the Death Star. With that, the Raiders taking on the LA Chargers, an opportunity to win 3 straight games. That's how you end out your first campaign as a head coach for Antonio Pierce. Or could they? It's not a bad start for either team. They exchanged a couple of field goals in the first quarter. Second quarter now is tied at 3. Aiden O'Connell. Well, he would lead the Raiders on a very nice 5-play, 70-yard drive, and much of that was done with Jacoby Myers, a receiver who played extremely well since the loss to Devontae Adams. Kobe with a couple of catches, the most important, a 25-yard touchdown. The Raiders up 10-3, feeling good about themselves. Myers, 9 catches, 123 yards, and that touchdown. That was great, but folks, there's always a but. The Chargers would go on and score a bazillion points in a row from there. The catalyst of all these points was a bad interception by O'Connell right before the end of the first half. 4 plays later, it was Justin Herbert throwing a 6-yard touchdown pass, giving the Chargers a 17-10 lead after that 2-point conversion was all good. Third quarter, more of the same from Herbert, except he was doing his best Lamar Jackson impersonation. 41 yards on this run. This guy's showing off the wheels with the hair bouncing in the wind. Down inside the 5-yard line to the 4, a couple plays later, LA in the end zone, another Herbert touchdown pass. 346, 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions for Herbert. That's a great stat line. From there, it was elementary, my dear. The Chargers, they win 34-20. The Raiders finish their season 4-13. Jesse Merrick in a very disappointed locker room caught up with head coach Antonio Pierce to find out about his future on another disappointing loss for the Silver and Black. Jesse, I don't know, Lamar Jackson for a second on that 40-something yard run.
Yeah, he looks like the Justin Herbert that ESPN has been telling you that he is for the last however many years, right?
Yeah, when he was a Hall of Famer after his first year.
Exactly, looks like that kind of guy.
Yeah, so, the big question is, do we think that AP is going to be back as a head coach?
Man, so I was telling you this up in the press box.
Yeah.
I don't think he is. I think they're going to move on from him. But having said that, it's not like I'm super sure that that's going to be the case. You know, after the game, you guys heard him. Just no comment anytime he was asked about it.
Yeah.
It could be one of those things where he's like, I don't want to put that out there. Or it could be one of those things where he doesn't feel very great about it.
Yeah.
Who knows? To me, AP is not that dude that's going to go out there and kind of beg for his job type of thing. I think he's more of a, hey, look, I'm going to stand on what I did.
Yeah.
And I'm going to have those conversations behind closed doors. So I can respect that.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, I personally just don't think they're going to bring him back, which I think is wild doing after one season. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But given the state of the NFL, the fact that I told you this, I think they're going to lose, their defensive coordinator.
A lot of people
are
are talking about that. Yeah.
So do you trust AP to rebuild this staff?
Bouncing in the wind. Down inside the 5-yard line to the 4, a couple plays later, LA in the end zone, another Herbert touchdown pass. 346, 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions for Herbert. That's a great stat line. From there, it was elementary, my dear. The Chargers, they win 34-20. The Raiders finish their season 4-13. Jesse Merrick in a very disappointed locker room caught up with head coach Antonio Pierce to find out about his future on another disappointing loss for the Silver and Black. Jesse.
Well, Bryan, with the season now officially